Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me again, Tiffany, and thank you for clicking on this video. Without further ado, Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year. I do hope you are basking in your new year already. I do hope you're already experiencing the hands of God. I do hope you are seeing the manifestation of your new year goals that you have set out. I hope you are already experiencing the blessings of the Lord that make it rich and add it what? No sorrow to that. I am just feeling blessed. I am feeling awesome. I'm just grateful to God. I am just ready. When I'm ready, when I'm ready for the new year, when I'm ready for what is to come. I am just giving God thanks. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I ask that you go ahead and do so now. We're on the road to 1,000K, 1,000 subscribers. And I look forward to achieving that this year. Um, last year I remembered I made a video. I think it was the last day of 2021. I made a video and I was saying if you want to catch up or if you want to better understand, just click on the video. I'm gonna be pinning it right here. So click on the video so you can better understand. So I made a video and I was saying how grateful I am to God in spite of the odds. In spite of everything that was happening, I was grateful to God for life. And he just did good, in great, yeah, God good. And if you're new here, you would not have known yet that my mother passed in 2000, almost the ending of 2021, and that shake me. That it still shake me. Like my cocoa show, so it shook me. It shook me big time. Where it changed who I am. It changed where I was heading. It took a toll on my life. It took a turn on my life, and I am not even going to. When I go, if it but or try to justify it took it crushed me. It damaged me. It did something to me. And transitioning from having a mother to not having a mother, it was very hard for me, and it has caused me great loss in terms of persons that I was so close to that I'm no longer close to them, because you would really have to experience a situation like this to really understand what it does to somebody. And if you are ignorant to it, then it would be too hard for you to understand why is it that it affected me the way that it did. And that's not your fault. That's not your fault, right? um so that happened 2021, and then started 2022. I was positive about the year, but honestly, I was feeling very down in my spirit. I was feeling very down in my flesh. I I was feeling very alone, and I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling alone in so many ways. And let me tell you something: loneliness doesn't have to do. You're married and you have a very supportive partner. You have a very supportive children that makes you happy. But if there is still this missing hole, or this is if there's still this missing spot in your life, then you're gonna find that occasionally you're going to be lonely, or you're going to be unhappy, even though you have so many happiness around you. And I experienced that because after my mother passed, I I went into a dark place for a while, a very dark place where I almost lost myself. And I have to big up God, let me tell you something. I have to big up God. There are a lot of times people come on social media, or they come in this public space, or this public platform, and paint this picture like, oh, it's a better roses, and I'm happy in my relationship, I'm happy at work, I'm happy in my family. And it is not so. People tend to put on this front to make people feel like, say, them life, a better rose, when it's really not that. And I know that because I've done it. I've done it before. But sometimes if you see people in the in the public and you'd say, oh, that person is happy, especially if they're always, well dressed or look like them have food pan them table, shoes pan them feet, clothes pan them back over their head, and them look, alright and comfortable. You would not think for a minute that this person is really going through a hard time, or this person is really going through a rough patch in their life. And you know, I I made up my mind that I'm not going to be that one of those person at that time. I probably was before, but I told myself I'm not going to put on a front. I'm not going to pretend as if I am not hurting and I'm not gradually healing. I'm going to own my hurt. I own my hurt. I own my pain. I own my stress. I own my depression. I own all of me that I go through. I just own it. I just grab it up and I say, all right, then guess what? I go deal with it because it makes no sense. I continue to shove it under the carpet and then it constantly come back and causing damage over and over again. Might as well just own it, say it happen, and try to deal with it, try to heal from it. So that's what I did. And with honing the fact that my mother passed, it was rough, mostly because I went through it alone for the most part. I was living on my own. When my mother passed, I was living on my own, paying my bills and push my own key, lock my own door, and big people something, big woman things, big people things. Buy my own grocery, buy my own gas, plug up my fridge, big woman things. I understand. I was doing big people things. When my mother was alive, I was living alone. After she passed, I was still living alone. And let me tell you something. When I was in my teenage years, I was like, I can't wait to get big and live on my own. I'm not to listen to no mother, I'm not to listen to no father, I'm not to listen to somebody come a big man, I'm gonna do what big people do, right? Let me tell you, I have never felt so lonely in my life. I've never felt so miserable when after my mom passed and I was living alone. I felt alone. I felt miserable. I feel as if I could hardly sleep. I tell you the truth, I could hardly sleep. There are days I go to work and my coworkers didn't even understand that I didn't even sleep the night before. Nights, on top of nights, I could not sleep because I felt so lonely. I had nobody to be there. And sometimes when you talk about be there, you're not talking about be there over the phone or to check up. You want somebody to be there physically, somebody where you can sit alongside, you can rub pan, they can make you feel like say somebody dead. And I did not have that. I did not have that. I mean, too much of my business. But throughout the year, I had it occasionally. But for most part of the year, I did not have somebody physically there to be there, and that stressed me out. Let me tell you, it stressed me out. People used to, I didn't really eat much. My mind was all over the place constantly. It was unhealthy, it was depressing, and it was lonely. It was very lonely, and I'm just being frank with you. It was very lonely. And I remembered I went by my sister one time. And I just couldn't go back home. It's like I could not go back to that lonely place. Let me tell you something. There's some situations in your life that it brings you to some lonely place that if you're not conscious, if you're not stay sober, it mess you up. Let me tell you something. It mad you. If the enemy had it his way, I would have probably been a mad person. Mad, sick, and no good. True story. I'm just being real with you. Because the loneliness, it brings you to a place where it's like you probably want to look in the mirror and chat to yourself. And that not healthy. That not right. It brings you to a place where you crave some form of companionship, you crave some form of company that you might attract something you know attract. It brought me to a lonely place. And another person, they could not understand because the truth is they could not relate. So they could not understand what I was going through. They're telling about me 2022, they're telling about it. And I decided that, guess what? I am done with this living alone business because it not help me. It not work out. And I decided to move back. I decided to, live with my sisters as a family. And it helped. I'm not gonna lie, it helped just to have them there. Let me tell you something, man. I have grown. My sisters and I have always been close, but I'm telling you something, we're close. And now we have been there for each other. We cry, take that. I'm telling you something, sometimes people don't understand, man. Sometimes you try to text friend, but friend don't know if you say. They don't understand because they cannot relate. Let me tell you, my sisters have been there. We have been there for each other. I'm so proud of us. My proud of Steph, my proud of Brit, my proud of Annie, my proud of myself. Let me tell you, so we stuck together. We're still sticking together. And we go through this in a man. I'm telling you something rough in a man. And it's still rough, Alright, let me not get to it. Let me tell you something. I felt so alone that love came for me. That's a love find me. Love when me deserve. Find me. And it was so hard for me to fully grasp it. Love found me. The love that I know I deserve, the love that I know that I prayed for and my mother prayed for, it found me, and it was so hard for me to grab a hold of it because I was feeling this alone. I think we don't understand. As I don't understand the loneliness, and I feel that even when you find you have picnic, even when you have spouse, even when you have sisters, even when you have brothers, even when you have best friend, when you lose your mother and a man, somebody that where you were close to, somebody that you held dear to your heart, that lonely spot there. Let me tell you, it stays unless you deal with it. It stays. That no matter how much love, how much happiness you find, it doesn't fill the gap. It doesn't fill the gap. And probably for you, it's not. It's from me. For you, it's not your mother, but it's probably your sister. It's probably your spouse. It's probably your husband or spouse, husband, same thing. It's probably your child. It's probably your sibling. Leave a lonely spot that it just occupies this great space. That no matter how much love, no matter how much, man, tell no. I am giving God thanks. I'm giving God thanks. In 2022, I thought my life would have just turned upside down. As a matter of fact, I was on the verge of backsliding. I tell God, I'm done with it because guess what? A long time I serve you. So my mother, as a matter of fact, my mother, I've always felt as if, it's my mother. I have my mother, everything. But, young, I'm used to call me. If I want to beg somebody one favor, I say, Mommy, beg them for me now. If I want ask somebody one, everything me tell Mommy, ask everything me ask Mommy. I did not know how to be independent. I did not know how to survive on my own. So that's why the lonely place, it stayed. Let me tell you, 2022, me tell God, I say, God, me tell everybody, say, you know what, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you doing, I'm grateful for you doing, I'm give you thanks. But I make up my mind, say I was going to be over with church and Christianity. I'm going to go to her and be a hot girl. I'm telling you like it is. I'm going to go to her and be a hot girl. I'm going to wear belly skin. I'm going to wear batty rider. Where you say? I go out there and I go just try to fill that lonely gap there. And I remember, even though love came for me, it was hard for me to really accept love 100%. It was really hard for me to rejoice and be glad in what God was doing because I was so caught up. I was so suffocating, focusing on that lonely gap. And I remembered I was in my kitchen one Sunday morning. I said, I'm not going to church because, as a matter of fact, I don't with God for true. I'm in the kitchen and I was there washing up my dishes and I was listening to this song. I don't know which song I was listening to first. I'm telling you something. I don't know who switched the channel, YouTube channel. I don't know who pressed the song there, but me say one next song just start play automatically on the phone. The song says, some trust in chariots. Oh, some trust in horses. Lord, I will remember the name of my God. He is a warrior. Alright, I can't manage to sing no more. But that song they start playing. It wasn't the first time I was hearing the song, Mark you. It wasn't the first time I was hearing the song. I've heard it before, but this time it sounded different because it came directly from God. Tell me say people me sit down and me say me ball. Me say I didn't even bathe. Me just put on my clothes and go to church. And I went to church and I testified and I said I don't even know when last me pray. I don't even know when last we really see God. Because I have just been so focused on that lonely spot of missing my mother. I'm telling you something, man. No look for me and think say, oh, she happy and she's strong. You tell me something strong. And I wonder what they must say. I'm telling you something. It never easy. It never easy and it's still not easy. I'm telling you, I went to church and I tell him, I'm never dare come down here. So I tell him, never dare come down here. So I'm telling him something. I tell God I'm done with him. Because I don't understand how he take my mother. And that's just me venting. That's just me letting out how I really feel. I understand that death is not subject to no man or death no passion about, but you have to be in the situation to understand that lonely spot in a man. And me tell him something. Me did done it on so. I tell you the truth, me did done it no. I'm done with all no. But God was not through with me. God was not through with me. I'm telling you something, I have to big up God in enough things me not talk out of my mouth because me tell you say can't manage some of the deep sea divers, just want to pick up people, just carry them back up ashore after God done throw them out at sea. Eh? Not nice. But I told them I was done with God. And God was not done with me. And let me tell you, 2022 took a turn, you see, man. I never thought I was worthy of love. True love. Real love. Telling you something, man. I come in and balling. I know I'm balling. I'm telling you, say, I never thought that I was worthy of true love. Because you see, sometimes some people come in your life, and they come and they mess you up. And they get you to devalue yourself and, degrade your worth. And I never knew, say, I was worthy of true love. And I remember I moved back with my sisters and I was sitting around the dining table at night. And this pastor lady, she called me. She not have her number saved. I told her the truth. She called me. She said, Tiffany. I said, yes. She said, it's so and so. I said, okay, hi. She said, I never that think about you. You never dip on my mind. I'm a bathroom. I'm going to go beat and God said, call her. God said to tell you that you are worthy of love. I'm telling you something, man. I said to me bali. To me bali no. But I said tears could come on me eye. I said I made it more happy than to actually be sad that God remembered me. I'm telling you, I never felt worthy of love. And I said, lady called me and said, God say, you deserve love. God said, he has handpicked you and chose you. And he's going to take your place. And I tell her what she saying, I'm not telling her what. She tell me, say, God said, I'm worthy of love. And I say, right, this, I'm going to pack up everything. I pack up all of this thoughts of not feeling as if I'm worthy of love, of my past that sometimes haunt me. I pack them up, I tell her, I say, yes, God remember me. God remember me, and God tell me worthy of love. And God, if God says so, then why me say otherwise? Why me say otherwise? My life took a turn, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna public it. Sometimes we don't want to share because we don't really want enemy to hear and mess up with season. But the Bible says with our testimony we overcome. I want to tell you that God has done great things for me in 2022, the year that I thought that I would have backslidden, the year that I thought that I would have sold out my life to the enemy, the year that I thought that me basically would have just out the road and live lavish life. Life of not even the use. Me not used to it. Because me don't know for that party. Me don't know for dance. I mean, I don't look man. Well, probably me not look man. I'm just being real with you. But God had other plans for me. God had other plans for me, and I am just giving him thanks. I am just giving him praise. Let me tell you something. Is Christianity? It's not an easy road. I have made a lot of mistakes, and I probably have enough more to make too. But it's the heart here. God knows my heart, and I stopped listening to what people has to say about me and what they think of me or their interpretation of me or what they see when they see me, because I know what I see when I see myself. I see a chosen child of God. I'm gonna say God. I know God handpicked me, and He loves me, and I'm worthy of love, and I'm worthy of giving love. There's something chat says still, but yeah, that sums up my 2022 year. And going into 2023, I'm excited about what God is gonna do, and I, I'm a type of person who get laid back and comfortable in nothing at all. Like me always just a watch out for what come next. I'm very watchful. I am very attentive. I'm very observant. You know, if you see what God I do in my life, I have learned that sometimes this journey is gonna be very lonely, but go through your lonely days. If you feel alone, if you feel as if there's nobody to talk to, I had some good news the other day, and I took up my phone and I said, all right, I'm gonna text somebody. How could I find somebody to text other than from my sisters, somebody dear to my heart? I could have found anyone like a friend where you want to just text them and share your good news. I couldn't find nobody on my phone to text. I said, whoa, we reached lonely road. We reached lonely road, but I made it. I have gone through the loneliest time of my life, the hardest time of my life, the roughest and the hurtful, most hurtfulest, that is a word, time of my life alone. And I came out stronger than I went in, and I'm giving God thanks. I am giving God praise. I'm telling you something. You see me smile, me not always a smile. There's some days all me do a ball and sad and make up my face. But I understand that that is conditional and it's subject to change. Happiness can come in the snap of a finger. So when sadness come, if you want to come, can come, but it not stay. I say it not staying, because I'm going to bounce back, and I'm going to continue to bounce back. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what your 2022 year was like. But let me tell you something, you're going to bounce back. In a God, man. Turn in a God. You see, if you would just small thread, if I just your fingernail, the king will lamp on him, man. Stay in God. Because let me tell you, so God is going to honor that. Because at the time of my life, I didn't have friends. And 2022 has taught me that not everybody that says you're a friend is your friend. Not true. Everybody will say to me, your friend, your friend. But that alone, me I go say. Also, taught me to just not to be hard on myself. Though I'm very hard on myself, sometimes you are very hard on yourself, not to be so hard on myself. But to, allow some little leniency now and then. I'm human and I'm not gonna always get it right, but I can try again, you can try again, we can try again. And I am just giving God thanks. I'm excited to see what 2023 holds for me, for you, for us. And just putting God at the center of it all. And just watch him show off. Now we life, now for my life, now for your life. Let's just show off, so don't it? Yes, so I don't know if this video is all over the place, but I just wanted to let you know that it is well. It is well. It is well. It is well. There are a lot of persons they didn't expect for you to smile. They didn't expect for me to still be smiling and to find reason to smile and be happy. But God made sure that we still have a laugh. God made sure that you still have a laugh. God made sure that I still have a laugh, and I just give him thanks. I don't take it for granted that I am still alive in 2023, because if the enemy had it his way, I would not have been. I'm just big up God. I'm a big enough. Thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for supporting me, the real OGs. Olivia, Henry, big up yourself. From Case, my colleagues at work, two in particular, they know themselves. I go give them, I give them illness. I call me Marie and Antoinette. Big up on yourself. Sometimes you feel as if you're alone, but God always sends somebody to just fill certain gap, even if it's not for 24 hours. If I even for just the time at work, to just be there and be some form of positive will, be some form of impact. And I'm just grateful to God for that. All right. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry for chatting out, but I once it blesses someone, if it just reach, if my testimony just bless one person, then that is something worth rejoicing. That is something worth rejoicing. So I'm happy that you're still here with me, and I'm still here with you. And I just look forward for what God is gonna do in this year. And bless your hearts, bless your hearts. God bless you. God bless you in abundance. Continue to pray for me. I pray for you. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And share with your friends, your family, your loved ones, that they too will be blessed by my testimony. God bless you. God bless you. Bye.